You can always go to Dr. MC Powell. So today we are going to talk about the colon. You say, why do I want to talk about the colon? Well, I tell you what, my mother-in-law had told me death begins in the colon. And what she meant by that, I want you to think and visualize you have a garbage can in your house. And you keep putting stuff in that garbage can. Just think about it. All day you're putting stuff in that garbage can. And you don't take it out. You just leave it there. In fact, leave it for a week. Anybody ever had that garbage in the house for 2 days, 3 days? What happened? Start getting real smelly. What if you keep it there for 10 days? Oh my God.
Oh,
Something wrong with them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, think about yourself. You don't have to raise your hand. How many people go to the bathroom, have a bowel movement once a day? Twice a day. Once every 2 days. Once every 3 days. Once a week. That's what you got to think about. The colon, our colon, the colon is the end of the intestines. When we eat food, the digestion begins in the mouth. So you start here, first place. Then from your mouth, it goes to your esophagus, right? And then it begins digesting in the stomach. So first here, esophagus 2, and then begins the stomach where the work begins. And the work that's going on in your stomach is to digest your food. It begins digestion. Well, the digestion begins here when you start, you're about to eat something, you ever feel like you start salivating? And even smells make you start to salivate. Smell that bread cooking. Well, the reason you need to get dentures and the reason you need to have teeth, because teeth break food down. If you don't break your food down, you're missing the first step in digestion. So often you will end up putting down into the esophagus and into the stomach a lot of big pieces. And those big pieces have to be broken down in the stomach. But if you're able to, what we call masticate and chew those things in your mouth, you begin the digestion to get the nutrients out of that food. So it goes into your stomach, and then acid, the acid in the stomach starts to break down the food. Then from the stomach, it's going into the wiggle room. I call it the wiggle room. The wiggle room is your small intestine. And this is where the majority of your fluids are absorbed. Okay, your fluids get absorbed here. The intestine is where your nutrients absorb. So you're gathering it here and here. That's the problem with gastric surgery. Anybody in here have had gastric surgery? Anybody know anybody who's had gastric surgery? Okay. Any complaints they have? You ever hear any of the complaints with gastric surgery?
no, this lady said she likes it.
She liked it because she lost weight.
Her daughter gained weight back.
She lost weight first though.
She had it, and now she's back the size she was.
Yes, and you know why? Why
No.
she gained it? Why she gained the weight?
I don't know why she gained it back. I thought once you get the surgery, you couldn't
Yeah.
get it back.
So over here on the side, this is your normal stomach, right?
My stomach is stretched.
After you go to gastric surgery, your stomach is smaller. They get rid of the stomach. But over time, if you continue, the stomach is a muscle. And any muscle you work out gets bigger. So if you continue to work that stomach out, it goes back to what it was.
Is that healthy?
Stretching it back.
No, it's not healthy to stretch it back out.
Because you eat too much.
So she's been working out her stomach. When you have this surgery, you have to follow a strict limited diet. But the problem with that surgery is that you're losing a lot of the absorption that you need to gather your nutrients. So often people who've had gastric surgery or gastric cancer have to take supplements, vitamin supplements, especially the vitamin B's, because B is absorbed in the stomach. So they need shots in order to get their vitamins.
That's why it's so important to drink a lot of fluids.
Lots of fluids. It helps the digestion. So your small intestine does your digesting. Then comes the magic part. When you get past the small intestine, you have the large intestine. And the large intestine does the final, this is part 3. The last part is 4, which is the large intestine. Here is where food sits that is useless.
Yeah.
Waste.
This is where your garbage can is, right here. This is the garbage can. So, you're eating, goes to your stomach, it gets broken down, you absorb, you go back to the intestines, and then you get all the stuff, you eat a mango, and then you take the skin and you throw it in the garbage can. Well, here's where the waste is. That's back to the part about not taking out your garbage every day. When you don't take out your garbage, when you don't eliminate, have a bowel movement, it sits. And as it sits, the longer it sits, the fluid is pulled out of what's here. And it gets hard. What's supposed to go out when it sits gets really hard. And that's when people become constipated. Because the stool is sitting there so hard. And imagine having it sit there for days. The harder it gets.
Yeah.
So even though you're putting food you're continuing to eating, you're eating, but then it gets to concrete. And you get more sitting.
Oh, they can smell it from your mouth now.
Amen. So sometimes when people have a condition called halitosis, meaning your breath smells like the garbage can, it's because one of 2 things, or many things actually. If you have bad breath, it could be 1, your gums have food that have been sitting there. You haven't been brushing, and the food sits into the base of your teeth. Or you might brush, but because you don't floss, that food is stuck, especially in the back. Sometimes in the back of your teeth, you have places that have pockets, and then food gets trapped there. A water pick is good for that, and you blow it out. After a while, it smells pretty bad. Or you have a problem with your digestion in your stomach. You're producing a whole lot of acid, maybe from stress. You're a stressed person and you produce acid, or you don't eat properly. You go all day and don't eat anything, and the acid builds in your stomach. Or you have a condition called reflux, where when you do eat, some of the food particles come back up, and it burns the back of your throat and it affects your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that.
And you can almost taste it.
Ugh.
The other reason is constipation. Nothing has been eliminated, and just like the garbage can in your house, it starts setting out its own fragrance all over the house. So you must eliminate what's here. But then we come to a problem with elimination. So if you're not going, you're considered constipated. So what's the big deal about constipation? If it sits for too long, it can cause a rupture because it's now hard, and it can burst and spread all that garbage in your intestines. That is a medical emergency. That's an immediate operation. Yes, question?
No, I was gonna say, can you get septic?
Yes.
That's basically.
That just happened to my niece
Oh no.
last week.
Wow, how's she doing?
She's fine. She called.
She has to have emergency surgery?
Yes.
Yes. Because imagine this. This is like, I don't know about you. You ever had your sink or your toilet back up? That's the worst thing. Everything spilling out all over into the bathroom. The cleanup job is amazing, right?
Yes.
So you want to do the things that will keep you from being constipated. Any ideas?
Drink plenty of fluid.
Water.
Water. Nothing like good water every single day to keep the whole system moving. But you said, but I drink water all the time.
Fiber.
You know,
I was about to say that, because I knew that.
Fiber. But you gotta think of fiber. Fiber is roughage. And that's supposed to help things to move. But what happens if you fill your toilet with a whole bunch of toilet paper?
It's
Clogged.
overflow.
It stops up the system. And then you gotta, what?
Ponder it or
Put water in it. You need, so you cannot have a lot of fiber without having a lot of water.
Get the kind you put in your water bottle.
Yeah, exactly. So, because there are a lot of people who eat fruits all day long, they're eating their vegetables, but they don't drink enough water. We don't need the fiber as a nutrient. We use fiber to help move our intestines. And they're not moving if you don't do enough water. What are another cause that you think it has? Yes.
What's enough water? Because when I was at the doctor,
I think
they
it's
were telling me,
48.
they took, I used to, I know I used to drink.
It depends on your weight, correct? Oh.
I know I used to drink about 8 bottles of water a day or whatever.
And what
But
they
he told me, don't drink that, only drink water.
Okay, so how much water, the question is, well, how much water should someone drink?
It depends on your weight and all that.
It depends on a lot of things.
Yeah.
The amount of water you need for your body first is dependent on you. So for instance, if you look at your skin and it's dry, your lips are cracked, you need more than whatever you're doing. So if you're doing 4 glasses a day and your skin is dry and your lips are cracked and your tongue is dry, 4 is not enough for you. And you're not moving your bowels. You may have a condition called congestive heart failure. That means your heart gets full of fluid. If your heart gets full of fluid, 4 may be too much because you add more water to a heart that's already filled like a sponge. Think of the heart like a sponge. That's congestive heart failure, too much fluid. And then you add more water to it, you're going to end up in heart failure. So you have to know yourself. But the first sign is, am I going to the bathroom? You may bump up the water. Is my skin dry, my lips dry, my tongue dry? That's another indication. The rule of thumb to start with is start with 8 8-ounce glasses, which means it's not a lot. It's about this much. It's a little baby bottle, about that much a day. If you find that your body will tell you if it's full, you drink that bottle of water and you still feel, I'm still thirsty, have another one. Okay? Your body will talk to you. But there's something else that can affect you that causes your colon to not move and cause constipation. Any ideas? Most of us have it. You have something.
Not moving.
Hey, she gets a prize.
What is it?
What is it?
Medication.
Oh yeah.
Medications. Medications. There's some medications that will lead to constipation. And one of them are pain medications. Those Percocets, those codeine, those Tylenol 3s, all those narcotics can lead to constipation.
And iron too, right?
Iron. So we have some medications like narcotics. We have iron tablets that can do it. And there are a host of other. The other thing that can cause you to be constipated are medical conditions. And the number one medical condition that can lead to constipation is diabetes. If you've had diabetes for a long time, it can slow down your intestines where you don't move. And what I mean here, you're supposed to be doing this all day in your stomach and your intestines and moving through. But diabetes affects your nerves, and they're nerves related to your stomach. And instead of doing like this and moving things along, it's And that's where you see many diabetic patients who've had it for 10, 20 years, they get a little poochy stomach. Because the intestines are moving very slow, and you're not getting that movement that you need. So we need to help. Let's help our intestines. The one help that we talked about was to drink water, right? We talked about increasing our water here, adding fiber, fruits. Don't drink your fruits. I think I told you guys this. Do not drink your fruits. Eat your fruits. When you eat your fruits, it cuts the sugar and it adds fiber, which will help your digestion, right?
Can you give us some ideas of what's a good fruit to eat? Because you know a lot of it has sugar in it.
No, they all have sugar. All the fruits have sugar. But the sugar is managed if you eat the whole fruit, like the apple with the skin. When you peel that tangerine, don't squeeze it. Eat the actual tangerine covering, right? When you eat a grapefruit, don't just squeeze out the juice out of the grapefruit. Eat those pulps, that pulp in there, because that helps to control the blood sugar. Okay? When you eat those grapes, some people don't eat like the skin on the grape. You can sit there peeling back the skin. But that skin is fiber, and that helps to control your sugar and helps you digest.
God don't make no mistakes.
Yeah. Even when you're eating that watermelon, you know that little white part on the watermelon?
The rind.
Eat that rind.
I read it have more benefits than the watermelon itself in the rice. They even using the skin, the green skin now. They making like wheatgrass shot smoothies because there's so much nutrients. We've been just throwing it away.
Yes, all those nutrients are in there.
Yeah.
Start slicing them and include a piece of that white part in your watermelon.
They said mix it with like.
So with the apple, you eat the whole skin.
Yes.
Everything.
Talk about the iron. I
Iron?
take the 3S tonic
Yes, honey?
every day, cause it says take it 3
I do
times
too,
a
I
day.
take 3S time.
Yes.
What causes people to wear that? I have put glossy with the back.
The bag.
Oh, yeah. So we talked about that if you do not move those bowels, one of the consequences, especially a week or two go by, you can rupture, that is to break, like imagine the pipe in your toilet breaking, and everything comes out. The problem is if you get a break here, they have to find a place for this to come out. You can't just have it keep going in your whole abdomen. So they will create for you a bag for the waste product to hold. And so you have with you your own garbage can that you carry, called the colostomy.
External.
And they'll take it, you can take it off, throw it away. Oh, you're supposed to change it regularly. You don't keep it till it starts smelling bad. You gotta change that baby regularly. And they do that until the intestine can repair itself. Usually about 6 months. And then they'll go back and connect the intestine.
Yeah.
But you can't go back to doing the same thing like your niece. You got to follow a decent regimen.
Maintain your pipe work and get an external trash can.
Exactly.
Woo.
And the garbage can is a great analogy. You can't wait till the garbage can is overflowing before you take it out. Just like you can't wait until you haven't gone for 4 days before you say, I should take something. No, you start feeling bloaty, your breath starts smelling, you're belching, and your breath smells funny when you belch. It is time to move your bowels.
How often do you think a person should take a bath?
You take a stool softener.
How often?
Don't something take too long.
Well, there's two. I'm going to address this. Now, the cure. Say you are constipated. One of the things people don't realize, if this is concrete, and you take some milk of magnesia, or one of the green soda, I always call it, citrate of magnesium, that's going here. What happens when it gets to the concrete? It sits there.
Oh.
They don't sit there. So you need to release the piping here. And that's where an enema.
Enema.
It's is needed. You have to loosen up the stool. And I recommend an oil enema first, followed by a saline enema. The oil helps to break down the hard waste. Another really good thing to do, even before all this, is to fast. Okay? Stop putting stuff in the full garbage can.
That's right.
The garbage can's full.
Yeah.
You know, take a day or 2 or 3 off and just drink water with some lemon juice or some green juices for the next 48, 72 hours. Don't put anything in the garbage can.
I have a question, because you're saying drink the lemon juice, but if you have like acid reflux,
Yes.
putting more acid in it.
It's a
fine, right?
fallacy. It's actually it's not true. It's not
No,
true.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, even though the pH of the lemon may be what you call acidic, in the stomach it doesn't actually do that when you're doing it with warm water.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Isn't it alkaline? Sorry.
yeah, it's actually
It's
alkaline.
alkaline, so it's
It's
good.
not really.
Yeah.
So try, if you're concerned, I would say do experiments. See how your body responds.
No, I do it regardless of what they say. I put lemon in my water.
And how does your stomach respond?
Doesn't
Doesn't bother you. There you go.
So alkaline water is good for you.
Yes, it helps to balance your intestines. But most important, I want you guys to get this. Stop eating.
Not in America.
Hey, Jen, you
Say,
can't fast.
that.
Some people can fast. Come on now.
Start with the 24 hours just drinking water. Drinking some water or just some homemade green juice. Some kale that you blend up with a bit of spinach, a little lemon juice. Blend that baby up and drink it, make a gallon and drink it for the whole day.
The whole day?
You won't be
Oh,
home.
24 hours. 24 hours.
They clean it out.
Because your body
Make it
needs
taste good.
recovery time. You gotta recover. Close the bathroom door.
And light about 2
Yeah.
candles.
Nobody goes in there because the toilet's broken.
No.
Yeah.
Would it be a good idea if you know normally you do get backed up quite often? Would it be a good thing to like every other day, like make it some type of routine to keep a stool softener in your system so you don't have that problem, like a preventative?
Okay, so stool softeners are cures. Prevention is understanding your body. If you're getting constipated, your rhythm is off. You are consuming things that do not agree with you. You have to know your body. And even it may be medications that you don't have a choice, you have to take. If that's the case and you know you have to take these medications, then yes, stool softeners needs to be a part of every night regimen. I take a stool softener. I went through chemo, and since I had chemotherapy, that has to be part of my daily diet because it slowed down my entire intestines. So every day before I go to bed, I either have my natural tea or linden tea or my stool softener because my intestine is like the clogged up highway, because of a medication. And it's a necessary medication. So if you know you're on a medication that does this, you're on pain meds. You can't function if you don't take your pain medication. Then you know every night you take your stool softener so you don't end up with concrete. So first, know yourself.
So it's best to take the stool softeners at night, not in the day?
It
I was
depends.
thinking mine in the daytime.
Yeah. If it works in the day, or some people twice a day, once a day, I take it at night. It's up to you. Night usually gives you the 8 hours to work in the morning. So it doesn't interrupt my day. I have to go to the bathroom 3 hours.
I know.
Yeah, don't have that kind of time.
Okay.
Yes.
The metformin, that automatically makes you go to the bathroom.
Some people, a lot of people on high doses of metformin, 750 and 1,000, which is a diabetic medication, will make their bowels move more. Some people don't. I met somebody yesterday who was in 1,000 and was not having any loose stools. But some people do, it causes it to go. But if you're not diabetic, you aren't on any medicines that's slowing your intestine down, you may be consuming meat. Meat takes 6 to 8 hours to digest. Beef. Chicken is the next one, which may be 4 to 6. And then fish is very quick, 2 to 4. So, and vegetables move very quickly, right? So that's why vegetarians, their bowels are usually pretty good, yes.
So people that eat like steak for every night for dinner, that means inside is like.
You gotta balance it with the veggies, yes.
Lemon juice versus lemon squeeze with water, warm water or just regular?
Room temperature water is fine. I use warm that I actually boil. I make a lemon tea myself. It's your preference. But the most important thing is, the question was, squeeze. I always prefer natural things. So, it's natural if they put it in the bottle, but they don't have the pulp. Remember, we want the fiber. When you squeeze that lemon yourself, you're getting those pulps, that fiber particles that we want. Yes.
Can you do a brief explanation of the difference between acidic and alkaline?
Next class. When we cover, we're gonna cover water and water intake on our next class. But I really want to get through Colin. Yes.
You said warm water is better to take.
Room temperature.
Room temperature.
Room temperature. If you're on a diet, cold water, because you have to warm it up. Your body warms it up. Okay, final I want to go through. So, one, if you're eating too much, slow it down. Or do a 24-hour, don't eat anything. If you're consuming meat, beef, pork, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cut it out for 24, 48 hours. Because it slows the intestine down.
Is that like intermittent fasting?
No, intermittent fasting is different. Intermittent fasting, you're still eating, you're only eating between a certain period of time, usually 12 to 14 hours. You choose which one you want. You can do 10, you can do 12, you can do 14, but you still eat on the time period. I'm saying no eating, like just drinking to flush the system. Yes.
If you go to the bathroom 3 or 4 times a day, do you still need a laxative?
No. The point, these are
That
constipation is no movement. You are not going, if you haven't moved your bowels in 3 days, you're constipated.
Oh, no, I go 2 or 3
Oh,
times.
no.
You don't have that problem.
Okay? So we want to stop eating. We want to increase our water, increase our fiber. And if this is a problem that you have regularly, you may want to eliminate the problem. Maybe your body doesn't like beef. Maybe your body doesn't like rice. Maybe it doesn't like potato. Maybe you're gluten intolerant and you get bloated and gassy and things don't go. Listen to how your body responds to
Can't you
things.
test that?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Can you what?
Beef, when I eat beef, and like you say, your body can
Your body
tell.
sound like
I
this.
stopped, no, it does. It hurts, and like she said, it takes a long time. But I just got to have a steak now.
If you cheat, you must treat. If you have your steak and you know your body don't like, you better take your stool softener. You know?
Okay.
And if you don't know what your food allergies are, my office does do food allergy testing. You can contact the office for food allergy test. Just call the 305-948-4701 or Dr. Powell, and we can do your food allergies. But so you're gonna fast. You're gonna do the oil enema before your saline enema, and you're going to give yourself time. You know what I found the number one reason besides all these things why people have problems going to the bathroom? This ain't my house, I ain't going to the bathroom. You're in church for 4 to 6 hours and you ain't going to the bathroom. You have a job and you're holding it. And so the longer you hold, your body's saying, go, 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 go. This ain't my house. And you hold it. And once you start holding, the water gets sucked out and it turns into concrete. So get out of the habit of holding your bladder and your stool. Set a schedule, you know? Get up in the morning, take your phone if you want to, get the newspaper, you know, and 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Just sit there and relax. What we're doing, get up, and you start moving so fast and does not allow your body time to do its elimination work, you know? Or in the evening, maybe you want to have your movements in the evening. Either way, set aside the time and stop rushing, because it's not good for your intestine.
Since you mentioned relax, does stress make you constipated?
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
Stress, always say stress and constriction. stress and constriction. Yes. Stress, just as a lot of things, that's a whole nother class. All right, so any questions? Let's recap. Colon and digestion begins in the mouth. Get your teeth if you need it so that you can start breaking down. It goes to your stomach. If you have reflux or if you have issues with your stomach, make sure you get some treatment for it with your primary care so that you don't get the reflux where the food goes back and start causing bad breath. See your dentist at least twice a year to clean out all the food that's deposited in your spaces. It's absorbed in the intestines, and when you get to the large intestine, that's where most of the fluid is removed. You need to be going at least once a day and not collecting food in your garbage disposal. After 3 days go by, you are officially constipated, and you need to do something about it. Starting first with maybe drinking lots of water, add a fiber, Metamucil, a Citrucil, a FiberCon, real fruits, real apples with their skin, real grapes with their skin. All else fail, go for the enema, bottom, top, and start with the oil if it's been over 3 days. Repeat with the saline and set a time to have your bowel movements every day. Just like you set your time for your prayer work, you set your time for your bowel movements, set time to eat.
Okay, where's the R in?
It's usually, it's right on the oil shelf, on the enema side with the stomach medication. It comes in a bottle, just like the saline. It's called oil enema. Fleet oil, it's the orange box,
Oh, Fleet is oil.
and Fleet orange enema. They have 2 boxes, an orange and a green. The green one is your saline, and the orange box is your, the oil. Get both. You're gonna do both. And if you, as a final warning, you do all that and nothing happens, it's time to see a healthcare provider. Especially you're getting stomach pains, straight to the emergency room or the urgent care center, because you may end up with a ruptured colon. All right? All right, guys.
Sorry, just a side note. I know you finished. I heard that the position you use to go to the bathroom has an effect too. Like you're supposed to be squatting like a Neanderthal and not on a toilet. Is that a
It
thing?
helps to have your feet supported.
If you have a stool.
A stool to have your feet supported.
Yeah.
To support your feet.
Yeah.
The
The
biggest
position. Explain the position.
Okay. Oh, another really, natural things to do to help your movement is massages of the stomach, right? You want to massage your stomach. The intestines run from here and it goes this way. So while you're laying in your bed, you just start massaging. Just massage your stomach. Just press on it. Yes. Exercising helps. Doing those stretches and movements for the stomach. So you're gonna go up and across and down. Stretching gets to move that stomach and intestines. Like babies when they get gripes, start massaging that belly. Do it for yourself. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I have to